Listen, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. How would that help me? There was a time as a young girl growing up in the hood of Philly, kind of like Nemo, being the sixth of seven kids, when I thought that was the goal, to dominate the room, to be the know-it-all, to never look unsure. For me, knowledge felt like an armor. If I knew more, I could survive. If I spoke first and loudest, I might finally be noticed. But somewhere along the way, I had to ask myself, if I know everything, how do I grow? For years, I confused intelligence with control. I thought being respected meant never appearing vulnerable. But the smartest people I've ever met weren't the loudest. They were the most curious. That's when I stopped trying to impress. And I started trying to be expandable. You get me? I became a student again. Okay, not in the traditional sense, but in the way that I entered rooms. Instead of leading with answers, I started leading with questions. Instead of speaking to be seen, I listened to understand. And what surprised me the most was this. My growth, my personal growth, accelerated the moment I admitted I didn't know. We live in a world that celebrates certainty. We praise authority, expertise, mastery. But we don't always celebrate humility. We don't always celebrate curiosity. And yet every meaningful leap that I've made in my life has come from choosing learning over ego. Being a lifetime learner doesn't mean that you lack confidence, because baby, I have plenty of that. It means your confidence is secure enough to evolve. A lifetime learner isn't intimidated by brilliance in others. A lifetime learner isn't threatened by the least experienced person in the room, because they understand something very powerful. Growth requires exposure. Exposure to new ideas, exposure to discomfort, exposure to the possibility of being wrong. And here's the part that we rarely say out loud. Being a forever student doesn't make you smaller. It makes you lighter. You no longer have to perform intelligence. You get to practice it. Listen, I've been in rooms where my accent, my background, my passport told a story before I even opened my mouth, including here in Ghana. I've seen doors that seemed closed, but the moment I approached those rooms as a learner first, not a know-it-all, I was welcome. Not because I had all the answers, but because I was willing to learn them. So I'll leave you with this. The next time you walk into a room, a meeting, a lecture, a conversation, ask yourself, am I here to prove what I know? Or am I here to expand who I can become? Because the goal isn't to be the smartest person in the room. That's not the goal. The goal is to never stop learning. Remember that. And I want you to remember this. That confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about being willing to learn anything. Confidence is like a muscle you train. One rep at a time. One question at a time. One room at a time. And that's how the muscle grows. I'm Jahzara Agyemang. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.